Deputy Chief Minister, your thoughts on having observed that 2-minute period of silence whilst the funeral of the Queen was in process in London?
Well, today is a day of mourning, of sadness and of sorrow, and not just here, obviously in Gibraltar, but also amongst a wider British family of nations and the Commonwealth in particular. And clearly, we've seen from the presence of world leaders in London today how much admiration and respect there is for Her Majesty the Queen. We know here in Gibraltar people have always been extremely loyal to the Crown, particularly to the person of Her Majesty. And I think it was a very proud moment for many people here when we saw the Gibraltar flag flying proudly in Parliament Square as the funeral procession made its way from Westminster Hall to Westminster Abbey.
So yes, of course, a moment of sorrow and solemnity, but at the same time an element of pride as well that Gibraltar is so well represented in London.
I think it shows how much Gibraltar is part of the British family of nations. It shows also the affection which we have for the royals is reciprocal. The royal family and members of the royal family have always had a very special place for Gibraltar, particularly Her Majesty the Queen. So it's very good to see that representation in Gibraltar, of Gibraltar in the United Kingdom right to the top level.
And of course the Chief Minister and the Governor both in the UK for these ceremonies, for these proceedings. Have you been in touch, and if so, what have they related back to you about the sense, the mood in London?
I think the mood is one of sadness, but I think on these occasions, and particularly in this one when there is when a sovereign passes away, there is an instant change from the Queen is dead, then God save the King, and that happens instantly. So there is an element clearly of looking backwards. This is a historic occasion, looking over the 70 years of reign of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the fact that she is the longest reigning and has been the longest reigning monarch in British history. That in itself is an important landmark. But we also look to the future, and that future is represented by His Majesty the new King Charles III.